students. Today we are going to see about computer language. Already we have done, but we will revise it. What is computer language? So what is program over here? Program is a set of instructions that tells the computer what to do. Like whatever the command you are giving that start all programs in that Microsoft Word you are opening. So that is a set of instructions you are giving to the computer. So that is called a program. Now what is programming? Writing a specific instruction is called a programming, and that also in the computer language. You all know about computer language, and that there are many languages. From that we will see some of the languages. So let us start. First, types of computer languages in that: machine language, assembly language, high level language, and fourth generation language. Now let us go with the first one, that is machine language. It is first generation language. It is expressed in binary form, that is 0 and 1. Everyone know that whatever you are writing, that is to be written in 0 and 1 in machine language. When it is written at the first, when the generation was being started of the language, at that time it was not understandable. So the computer used to understand only one language, that is the binary language 0 and 1. Now what is the benefit of it? It is very high, having high speed. Why? Because it is in that same language, so it will do the communication, means everything will be processed and everything, the output will be also very nice, very speedy, because it understands that same language. And low memory location utilization language. It doesn't require more memory space, but yes, there are loopholes also. It is very difficult to write and debug the programs, because in 0 and 1 everyone cannot understand, so it takes time. So it is machine dependent, as I have told you that it depends on the OS, right? In which OS you are working, according to that it is machine dependent, and it is also known as low level language. Now let us go for the next. Here you can see the picture, which is for first generation language, in which there were wires, many wires, and in that the button. So everywhere the manual work was being done more instead of automatic. Yes, assembly language. Assembly language, now there is an advanced level from computer language to a assembly language. It uses mnemonic, easy to remember method, like the code. You must be seeing that many of the things you cannot learn it by heart. So what we do, we take help of song, or in the song way you will understand, or the poem, right? The poem you cannot understand, then you will make a song, you will make a tune, rhythm, and in that, according to that, you will learn that thing. So the same way it is, different ways are there, even in a full form, like assembly language, AL. So what is that? Assembly language. Okay, so you can understand by that, you can means memorize that thing. Memorizing is main important over your mnemonics. Or symbols in place of 0 and 1, like symbols, different type of symbols you can use it. It is symbolic also, it uses English language also, and the coding also in that mnemonic. Assembly language needed to translate into machine language. Yes, assembly language is not understandable by the computer, so yes, it needed the machine language. So for that the translation is being done, and the translation which is being done, that is being done by the assembler. Okay, assembler are used to convert the assembly language program into a machine language. A program written in assembly language is called the source program. Whatever you are writing in assembly language, that is called a source program. Please keep it in mind. Whenever you write it, at that time the program, whatever you have written in that language, is called a source program. The program converted into machine. Now when you are converting into machine, that is called object program or object code. It is called object program or object code. Both the things are different. Source program is different and object program is different. Source program in that assembly language in which you have written the program, and when you are converting, then it is called a object program. It is machine dependent. Why machine dependent? Again the same thing, that the OS, whatever the OS you are using, that it depends on that. It is time consuming. Yes, time consuming, same like a machine language. It is low level language. Okay, it is also a low level language. So how many low level languages we are having? That is machine language and assembly language. Now the next we will go forward. You can see here, you can see over here the picture that is of assembly language. Now go for the next, high level language. It is simple and user friendly language. Why simple and user friendly? Because it is using English language, which everyone know it very well, right? It is machine independent. There is no need of depending on the OS, which OS you are working, okay, which operating system you are working. It is not necessary. It means you can copy and paste it in any other machine also, in any other computer also, in which there is different OS. It is similar to English language and mathematical operators, which you have learned in QBasic. In QBasic we were having plus, minus and that all. So you everyone know mathematical operators, plus, minus, relational operators, greater than, less than. So you can use it, this all things over here in high level language. Examples are C, C++, Java. It is also to be translated into machine language. Yes, please remember, in assembly language and in high level language, yes, you have to translate it. You needed a translator. But in machine we don't need it, because in machine already it is in that same language, so we don't need it. Now you can see over here a computer. Now a real computer, you can see it over here. Next, interpreter. As I have told you that we needed a translator in between, so to convert the language. So here interpreter and compiler. Now first we will see interpreter. It is used to convert a high level language program into a machine language. Yes, but there is a difference in between interpreter and compiler. So we will see the difference. It translates line by line. So one by one the line is being executed, and according to that the errors are also being removed from there. It is doing the debugging of it. It is preferred for beginners and slow in execution speed. Yes, it is very slow in compared to compilers, and it is used for the beginners, those who are not knowing how to do the programming or how to execute that thing. For them it is easy. Interpreter. Now let us see compiler. It is used to convert a high level language program into a machine language. Yes, again it is doing the same thing like an interpreter, but what is the difference? It translates the whole program at once. So when you have completed the whole programming, and afterwards when you are translating, at that time it will do the translation of the whole program at once. Okay, its execution is very fast. It is very quick. As you can see that in interpreter it take one line at a time, while in this the whole program. So yes, it is very quick. Now fourth generation language. It is highly user friendly and independent of any operating system. Right, it is independent of every operating system. So as I have told you that in any operating system you can work, like it may be Linux, it may be Windows. In Windows also different version it will work. Very high speed of execution. I told you at the first, that is the same thing with the fourth generation also, as you have seen in the high level language. It needs minimum efforts from the user. So the efforts, as I have told you, in the first one and in the second one, the manpower was needed more, while over here in the fourth generation language it is not needed over here. Only you have to give the command and it will be done. Yes, this is the desktop PC which you can see. Now we are having latest. So I hope you all understand.